Avengers Endgame is officially out, and the film is expected to smash box office records and has been all of the buzz. In fact, our very own Veronica Johnson was so excited. She got tickets for tonight's screening at like 10 o'clock.
Yeah. I've got them. I tried to buy some. Movie critic Kevin Sampson from the Picture Lock Show is live from Charlotte, North Carolina for us this morning to tell us more about it. You can't get tickets until June of 2020, it looks like at this point. Because, as I'm learning, all you crazy fanatics about these films are going to go see it not once, but twice, and maybe even 3 times. Is that true, Kev?
You know, that might be true. And, you know, it's funny you use the word fanatic, kid, because based off of your opening, I think you should, you know, entitle this episode Fanatic Friday because, you know, you got the T-Swift fans and you got these fans of Marvel Endgame or Avengers Endgame from the whole Marvel franchise. This thing has spanned over 11 years. 22 films. I mean, we've grown with the franchise as individuals, communities, the world. If you think about it, when this first started out, George W. Bush was the president. So how much has the world changed since then? So yeah, like there are all kinds of fanatics. I am definitely one of them.
Robert Downey Jr., the young kids probably don't know this.
Yes.
There was a point where no one knew if Robert Downey Jr. would ever act again or
live.
Or live.
Yeah.
And so this was a comeback for him in many ways.
Yeah.
It definitely was. And that's the thing. So when I was driving home from the movie last night, I realized I really can't talk to you guys about this film because anything that I say may jeopardize people not going into the film with a blank slate. So I don't want to do that. I wish this was like a spoiler conversation or something like that. Then I could, but like this film, it was beautifully done. And I think the fact that, you know, this franchise was built off of Robert Downey Jr.'s back because, you know, if Iron Man, you know, was not a smash success, then that could have been it. But it was, and now, you know, 22 films later, here we are at Endgame.
So let's not give any spoilers away, obviously, for everyone that wants to go. And I know is like when you really are excited about a movie, you don't want to hear anybody say anything about it because you're like, let me decide for myself if I liked it. But let's talk about the 3-hour length. If it was too long, how you should plan your drinks. Do you need to? I never do the extra large soda because it's 3 hours. Are you supposed to, just so you don't run out?
Yeah, when do you go to the bathroom?
Did you bring extra food? Did you bring something to pee in?
Right.
That's the cup after you drink the drink.
Exactly. Yeah, it's funny because me and Courtney, we were talking about how, you know, I wasn't going to use the restroom. So I actually do have 5 rules for enjoying Endgame. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see it on the screen. My first rule is avoid spoilers at all costs because you just want to go in with as blank a slate as possible. It's better and easier to just consume the film that way. Even though it is 3 hours, it doesn't feel like it. Like it definitely feels like an earned 3 hours. And it just moves quickly, even though you know you're sitting there. So in order to kind of go along with that, don't drink anything an hour leading up to your showtime. Like, I wouldn't do that because personally, what I do is I empty the bladder right before, and that's it. Just strap in. So don't buy any snacks or drinks during the film. Eat before. And then the other thing is just don't talk to your neighbor unless the scene is super loud and you can whisper, because like somebody said something and it literally was like right when they said a name and I was like, wait, that was very important. So try not to talk.
Ever at a movie, FYI.
Yeah, right, exactly. Unless the scene is loud and you can whisper or something like that, you know, same thing with laughing. And then finally, just don't spoil the end game. I think that what Marvel has done in terms of, obviously we know we have more phases of the Marvel Cinematic Universe to go. However, what they've done is really beautiful, and I think that we should preserve that and allow other people to enjoy it just as we have. Like last night when I went to the theater, Charlotte didn't have a press screening for it, so I didn't want to go back to DC, didn't want to go to Atlanta. It just would have been too much to do that. However, the AMC that I go to, it's kind of like you know how like you have the mall parking lot, and then there's like huge, all these different like vacant places where you can park. Then there's like an aisle, and then there's more. Like this is the first time in my 2 years of being in Charlotte that I've ever seen the entire thing is just packed. So get on this now, because if you don't, there is more than likely that your neighbor has already seen it. Yeah, because it's gonna be smashing this weekend.
Okay, there was a list of rules that one boyfriend gave his girlfriend for date night when they go to see the flick. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so Camilla Rose is a radio host and lifestyle blogger in London, and her boyfriend had some pretty serious rules for her. And basically, he just said, hey, we're going to see Avengers Endgame tomorrow. We will not be queuing to buy popcorn. Please make prior arrangements. You're not permitted to consume any food during the film. And in credits, you may quietly drink water. I will not be moving to allow you to pass for a toilet break. Find an alternative route. The one that I love the most is, in case of an emergency relating to our son, I give you full authority to leave and take control. I'll join you after the film, i.e. the end credits. So people are really serious, and that was really kind of funny, but I'm sure like there was a lot of, he was probably actually a little bit serious in that. But I think that it's that big of a deal, because like, I think in this day and age where we're able to binge watch, seasons of TV and things like that, over 11 years, this is basically like maybe 3 seasons of, some kind of TV show that you really love. And so for those of us that care, yeah, maybe you might need to bring a hanky. Maybe you're gonna laugh out loud. It's a fun Marvel ride, as we've gotten accustomed to. But if you have really invested in these characters, invested for real,
oh my gosh,
then you're really going to enjoy it. So there's nobody else in the box office this weekend. There's no other movie to talk about. Everybody cleared the path in terms of studios, because it's just that big.
How long do they clear the path for? I mean, even next week you probably don't want to release, right?
Probably, but next week, that's everybody's coming back. So, you got to get back in the game. But I guess for now, this one weekend, everybody definitely got out of the way.
Wow.
Did you guys see it yet? Or are you
No,
going?
not yet.
No, we're both the kind of like, I'll see it when it comes out, so I can
On
lay on the
HBO.
couch and go pee and get
and
more
I can
food.
push pause and
Yeah.
then go, and yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, try to see it as soon as possible. I would definitely say that.
Oh my gosh.
Kevin.
But how can you watch a movie and not eat popcorn? I couldn't date that guy. I just couldn't happen.
I just ate before. I was serious about it. I was like not going to get up for any reason. In fact, I was sitting next to an older woman, and she was like, punch me if I fall asleep. And I told her the same thing. I said, you punch me if I fall asleep.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
gosh. Oh my God.
Kevin
Okay.
Sampson, always great to see you, my friend. Have a great day. Thank you for
You
being
too.
with us. All right, we'll have
Thanks.
more of Let's Talk Live right after the break.